Welcome to Wealth and Powers with Dr. G and Kevin Lawrence. I'm Kevin Lawrence, in studio with my dad, Dr. Gary Lawrence, and we are a father-son team dedicated to helping you create your new financial future today. Dr. G and I believe there is a solution to your financial situation. And on the show, we talk about creating wealth with powerful principles and practical application for today's world. You can visit us online, wealthandpowers.com. Our radio show is also on iTunes, so you can check it out. It's also our podcast, or follow us on Facebook or YouTube. Just type in Wealth and Powers, and you'll find us online. And as you listen today, my friends, I hope you'll be entertained, educated, and at least encouraged. So glad to have you ride along with us. So, now I've never been a sleepwalker myself. I've been told I talk in my sleep. Hopefully I haven't revealed too many secrets. But I've never walked in my sleep. Now, do you know a sleepwalker in your life? Did you know that it's possible you may be a sleepwalker? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, it's simple. What I mean is you may be up and moving around in life, but you might be asleep while you're moving around in life and never even know it. You know, people live the same day 50 to 60 years and never realize life is happening all around them. And Dad, you and I are passionate about waking people up to the realities of their financial life so they can begin to create a new financial platform they control.
Yeah, Kevin, your opening reminds me of that old movie, Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
You know, where he got up, it was the same thing every day.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, people get so accustomed to their circumstances and their situation, they don't even think about changing their tomorrows.
No, they're just in the rut, just doing it.
And I talk to so many people that say, Dr. G, you just don't understand. I'm having so many financial problems. I've got this issue going on. And what I've learned over the years is people really become addicted to their suffering.
Wow, that's true, isn't it?
Yeah, people become addicted to being broke.
Yeah.
And people become addicted living paycheck to paycheck. And when you and I come on the air and we say, you can create a new financial future and you can do it now, it almost sounds like that we're just puffing hot air.
Yeah, too good to be true.
Good to be true.
What are these guys yakking about?
Every once in a while, I have someone say, well, Dr. G, that just sounds too good to be true. And I'll say, well, what are you looking for? Something too bad to be true? It's just amazing. Well, to help you and I convey the truth of what we're saying, we have a very special guest coming to us all the way from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A wonderful guy, Leon Meir, 46-year-old real estate investor and entrepreneur. And real estate investing has always been in his focus. But he said after asking many of the investors he knew for help, none of them were willing to teach him. And then he decided, well, with no money and no credit, I'm going to figure it out somehow. And way back at the turn of the century, he purchased his first investment property using other people's funds. And then he was involved in quite a few other transactions. But when the market changed, he says there were a lot of lessons to be learned. And people had to make major adjustments. And I'll guarantee you, Leon made some major adjustments. But that's when he received information about a company that really creates real estate investors with their education curriculum program. He's speaking about Renatus. You've heard of that.
Renatus, absolutely.
Well, and what is Renatus? Well, it's a Latin term for rebirth, and Renatus is the premier real estate investing education service in America. And, I'm going to let our guest, Leon Meir, tell our audience how his life has changed. Leon, are you there, my friend?
I'm here, gentlemen. I'm here.
Hey, welcome from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Are you enjoying the humidity down there?
We're at about 65%.
Wow!
Wow! It's instant weight loss. Just walk outside, walk around, and you instantly lose at least 5 pounds.
Wow!
Well, Leon, man, I appreciate you taking time to be our guest today. You know, Kevin and I are on the air, reaching out to our audience, letting them know there is a way, there is a method, that if they embrace that method, they can begin to create a new financial platform, and they can do it now. They don't have to wait for 2 or 3 or 4 years to get a BA degree or an associate's degree or a piece of paper that says, I'm smart now, I can do it.
Right.
They can get a BS degree.
Right, BS degree. There you go. Would you like to follow up on what I just said and share it from your heart to the heart of our audience?
Absolutely. First of all, I appreciate you inviting me on. It's an honor to be on with you, gentlemen. I get to see the power of your message and what you do and how you share it, and it's just an honor to be on with you. So, you know, you really hit everything. You really hit everything on the head on, you know, some of my experience. You know, I was frustrated around 1998, 99. I wanted to become a real estate investor because I found myself doing mortgages for other investors, and I always saw going to the closing table that they were making a lot more money than I was, and I felt like I was doing more work than they did.
Oh, yeah, I'll guarantee you were.
Yeah.
So, you know, some of the people that we got qualified, we did the best we could, and we got them into their dream home. But I would notice that these guys were making lots of money. And one of the things that frustrated me was the more I would ask them for help and guidance, the more they turned the other way and didn't want to even entertain the conversation. So I always believed that you could read your way into success, into anything you want to do. I bought books, I bought tapes, and I found that a lot of those things just gave me enough information just to keep me dangerous, but never really took me where I wanted to go.
So let me ask you this, so we can kind of monitor our time here. So how long ago was it that you were introduced to Renatus?
I was introduced to Renatus about a year and a half ago. I had exited the industry, and I left frustrated because I felt like I made some mistakes, and I could have done better if I had the right team around me.
Right.
And so I had tried a few different ideas, and me and my friends always told me that I needed to get back into real estate, and the truth was is they were right, but I didn't know how to do it. I was afraid. My belief system, my BS system, the tapes that I played in the back of my mind told me that because I failed once, that I couldn't do it again. So about a year and a half ago, indirectly, I sent out some information to the universe to let the universe know that I wanted to get back into real estate investing, and I got an email letting me know that there were a group of investors that were a part of a community that it was almost exactly what I was looking for.
And so when you found Renatus and you went to a couple of the events in your local area there, Leon, what did you see about Renatus that you thought separated it from all, everything else is out there? Your books, the recordings, the weekend boot camps. What was different with Renatus?
That's a great question. What was different was it was real people doing real deals, getting really educated. All right. I saw that Renatus offered three things to me. Number one, it was a community. Number two, there was the opportunity to get access knowledge that I didn't have when I exited the first time. And the third thing was the education. When you combine those three things, that's really what separates it from anything else that's in the marketplace, because you have a community to support the curriculum, and anybody can get started at any different phase of real estate that they choose. So that's what I saw that was different for me.
Well, now let me ask you a question, Leon. Kevin and I, our opening statement every day when we come on the radio is, we're here to help you create a new financial future now. Is that an exaggeration?
I'm going to tell you that it's absolutely not an exaggeration. You can start by making small decisions and plugging in with people that can support that decision. For me, when I became a part of the community, I made a goal that I was going to get started and not waste any time just going through the education. I really wanted to get my first property back under my belt. So in our community, especially here in South Florida, we have study groups that new students can participate in. And so I accessed my education. I started plugging into the study group. And what was interesting is I saw new students that were plugging in and made a decision that they were going to do this. I said, you know what? If they can do this, I can do it too.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I have the experience already. I can do it too.
Well,
so
and I think you just did a deal about 5 months ago, and you bought it using private money for $95,000, and you ended up selling it for $226,000. How much did you put into rehab on that?
So we had about 160,000 into rehab on the property.
Wow. So you
Not
made what,
100
about
I'm sorry,
35?
160,000 total. So it was 95 plus the money that we put in. We were into the property for 165,000 total.
And what was your profit on that?
We had a pretty good day. So they put up the money for rehab. At the end of the day, we're looking at about $60,000 in profit.
Over what period of time? 3-4 months?
Well, my experience coming back, actually, because I had to go through the permitting and the process took us a little bit longer than that, but we budgeted accordingly, and we knew that the room was going to be there on the back end.
But you know what? That's pretty good profit margin, isn't it? Hey, you listen to Dr. Gary and Kevin Lawrence, and welcome to Wealth Empowers. And our special guest is Leon Meir, coming to us all the way from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Kevin, I got to tell you, I'm glad I'm not down there in that humidity. A sweet guy like me would melt real quick.
You would melt. Well, with Leon in humidity and us in the dry air, it doesn't matter. He's being successful in real estate.
I know it, right. Hey, listen, Kevin and I are hosting an investor business forum this week right here in the Valley. We do it every week. What is an investor business forum? Well, it's an hour-and-a-half meeting. You're going to learn about real estate investing as it truly is today. You're going to get to meet a wonderful team of real estate investors. And, hey, Kevin and I are going to have the privilege of meeting you. There's no cost to you. I tell everybody, leave your checkbook, your credit cards at home. You're not going to buy anything. Now, if you would like to be my guest, you're going to have to call me to make it happen. So I'm going to give you our phone number. And, by the way, when you call, you'll get our voice message. So for your sake, leave a message for me with your name and phone number, and I will personally return the call. We're just going to visit with each other. Okay, here's our phone number. Write it down. It's 602-730-5645. That's 602-730-5645. Or visit Kevin and I at our website, wealthempowers.com. That's wealth, W-E-A-L-T-H, empowers, E-M-P-O-W-E-R-S. wealthempowers.com. Leon Meir is our special guest. And Leon, are you excited about the potential future you have with your Renatus education system?
I'm extremely excited. A few years ago, I was frustrated. I was broke and frustrated, and I was looking for a way out of it. And after we flipped this property, the power of community is amazing. Another opportunity came about. We bought another property through actually one of the students in the community. I used private money. We're in the middle of getting started with the rehab. I'm excited for the potential of that property. We bought it for $120,000. We're going to put about $30,000 into that one, and the back end profit we're looking at about $215,000 to $220,000 sale on that property. And a few years ago, I didn't think this was going to be possible again. I didn't think that I can get back into the industry that I knew, so I'm very excited.
And there's so much more to the Renatus system than just fix or flips.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And, of course, what we're talking about with Leon's deal, Dad, these are not typical results.
Right.
Every deal is different, and there's no guarantee that everyone who does a flip gets the same profits. But more than just flips, it's about being educated on how to structure a business system around it. What if you want to buy and hold properties? What if you want to have commercial?
Velocity banking.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm learning nightly rentals right now. I never thought I'm learning this on a nightly basis. Before I go to bed, I'm listening and watching to these classes, and I'm looking at opportunities here in South Florida to participate in nightly rentals.
So to give the picture, that's great, Leon, because the nightly rentals becomes a whole different niche of real estate investing that can cash flow at a strong level. So we're trying to paint a picture for our listeners here. So Renatus offers up to 60 classes, right? And they're all 24/7 on-demand, web-based, right? There's over 29 practicing instructors. And listeners, what does that mean, practicing instructors? Men and women who are teaching, like Leon said, the nightly rental strategies, your buy and hold strategies, your lease option strategies, from A to Z, the entire system of real estate investing for commercial to land development. Even the business structure. What about our taxes? What about our debt elimination? How do we set up our business entities the right way? How do we creatively finance these properties? So we have all the classes, and the instructors are proficient at what they're teaching. So it's not pie in the sky theory. It's actual boots on the ground. What are we doing now? And when you get educated like that, Dad, it doesn't matter what age you are.
Right.
Your age at 74 or Leon's age, which is much younger than yours. But at any age, you can learn how to develop a business for yourself in this industry of real estate investing. And Leon, how empowered do you feel now past just processing loans?
You know, I feel completely empowered because at this point of my life, I get to make a decision every single day on what my outcome is going to be. I am no longer a product of circumstance, and every day that I make a small decision to move forward and reach another goal, my kids, you know, I have 2 teenage boys. They saw me fall really hard, but what they get to see is, you know, I made new decisions. I released my old belief system. And I got to plug in with people who are making things happen and just watch what they do and do the same thing. And I feel completely empowered. You know, the market, I believe, will change again. Now I know that when the market changes, I can run to the market instead of running away from the market like I did last time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's key, though. You made mistakes, and it's okay. And because we do have a nationwide presence, I mean, we have live investor communities in about 22 cities across the country. We are in every state in the union, and we are able to support one another. There's no competition here, you know. Dad, we have our team here in Scottsdale, and Leon, you're connected to a very solid team out there in Florida with Antonio Lobo, great team, and you support one another.
I was going to say Antonio Lobo. What a wonderful guy.
I mean, we don't understand what he's saying most of the time.
I know.
We sure do love him.
We interviewed him. We had him on a radio show. That was fun.
I'll tell you what you do get from Antonio Lobo. You get the enthusiasm in his spirit. Would you agree?
He has the enthusiasm of 10 people combined into one person.
So one of the great things that Kevin learned right away was that he could employ his 2 children in his real estate investing business and create a $24,000 a year tax write-off.
Isn't that fantastic?
That's amazing. You know, when I just came to Utah recently, we a whole bunch of us gathered in Utah. And one of the things that was amazing is I always thought in Utah that they just had a lot of kids because they like big families. When I learned what the deductions were, I looked at each one of them as a $12,000 deduction.
I know. It's that's true.
And people hearing us talk about this, it sounds almost illegal, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. But these are the strategies, seriously, that we learn to change how we think so we can look at our finances completely different. You know, in this tax credit we're talking about, listeners, this isn't because you have children in your home. That's the earned tax credit for kids. What we're talking about is the business strategy. But I'm not going to get in detail. We don't have time today. Yeah. But just know that it's there. So it's thinking differently around your money. It's thinking differently around how you conduct your business and how you cash flow.
Hey, Leon, they say leadership goes from the top down. Let's talk about Bob Snyder, our CEO and founder of Renatus. What do you think of that guy?
What a great man. What a great, great man.
He's awesome, isn't he?
When I first was introduced to this education, you hear about so many different concepts and ideas that people are told will make a difference in their life. But when you look at Bob Snyder and the vision that Bob's created and why Bob put in place this curriculum to take somebody and create what Bob's vision is, creating millionaires and people who could create financial freedom for their lives and empowering them. You know, it's not just about money here. Bob took his education and said, look, I've done this. Let me show other people how to do it so they don't have to get trapped in the seminar system and the 3-day gurus. And anybody who makes a decision that they're ready to move forward in their life and empower themselves and empower their families, you can't get a better vision than empowering people and helping them reach their goal.
No, absolutely.
You're listening to Wealth Empowers with Dr. G and Kevin Lawrence, and our special guest is Leon Meir from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Man, I love to hear this guy talk.
Yeah, the genuine and enthusiasm is amazing, yeah.
Yeah, he's the real thing. Hey, gang, we are hosting another investor business forum this week right here in the Valley, and What is a business forum? Well, it's an hour-and-a-half event. It's not a boring business meeting. This is absolutely not multi-level marketing. This is Renatus, the premier real estate investing education system in America. And Kevin and I want to extend to you a personal invitation to be our guest. And I'm going to give you the phone number to call in a minute to make it happen. And as our guest, it's not going to cost you anything. And by the way, leave your checkbook and credit cards at home. You're not going to buy anything. But if you think you're at the place in your life where you know you need to at least investigate the probabilities and the possibilities of how you can create a financial platform you control, then by all means, you're the person that needs to call me. And all we're going to do is visit a few minutes and get acquainted with each other. So get ready to write down our phone number. We're going to give it to you right now. It's 602-730-5645. That's 602-730-5645. Or visit Kevin and I at our website, wealthempowers.com. That's two words put together, wealth, W-E-A-L-T-H, empowers, E-M-P-O-W-E-R-S, wealthempowers.com. And Leon, would you agree that wealth does empower people?
Wealth absolutely empowers people, but so do small decisions. For your listeners, all I could tell you is last year, a year and a half ago, I was frustrated, and I didn't know what direction I needed to take to get myself back into a financial situation where I can create wealth again. And if you can make a small decision just to open your mind and be able to receive the information, it may not be for you, but you at least owe it to yourself to take a look at it further to see how you can be impacted by this too.
Well, now, Leon, we just have a few minutes left. Would you take a minute and a half or so and speak to the heart of our audience? If they call me and become my guest at the Business Forum, can you give them some kind of a picture of what they're going to experience?
First of all, you're going to experience professionalism. You're going to experience community, and you're going to experience true people who really care about seeing you become successful. You see, to us, if you become part of the community and you open yourself up to plugging into the system, our main focus is not just taking what we do and becoming successful on our own. It's sharing the insights with you. The gratification is watching new students become successful. And it happens every single day by just making small decisions.
Wow, it's so powerful, Leon. You're right. It's a small decision, but it's not a competitive environment or a cooperative environment.
Right. And small decisions make big differences in people's lives.
That's so true.
That's for sure. Well, Leon, any last suggestion to our audience about what they should do with the information they've heard from you, our guest today?
I think if I said anything to you today that connected with you, get with Dr. G, okay? Get with Kevin. Take a look at the bigger picture. Right now, you just heard a small preview of what we do.
Right.
There are thousands of students around the country, and some of them don't even speak the language. So if people can come here and they don't speak the language and can plug into a system and be coachable and put the time in, guys, listen, you're going to put time in. You're going to have to educate yourself because this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. But once you do that and you make that decision, once you plug into the system and you start implementing what you're learning, you're going to see the results. If you keep plugging in and make a decision that no matter what, nothing is going to get in the way of reaching your goals.
You know, Leon, I often tell people that people don't fail in life because they want too much. They fail in life because they settle for too little. Leon,
I agree with that completely.
Leon Meir, thank you for being our guest today. And so good to get acquainted with you. It was great to meet you at National Conference. And, well, we'll see each other soon. How's that?
We will definitely. I'm going to have to come out there and see how one of the top offices in the country functions. I'm going to be out there pretty soon as your guest.
All right. God bless you. Change, when left to chance, gives birth to more conflict, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't change, things will never change. And I'll guarantee you this. The only thing that won't change is the fact that things will change. So what's the bottom line? Either you make the change or the change is going to make you. And how are you going to do that? Well, stop being a circumstantial creator and become an intentional creator. Start living life on purpose. Success has never been a destination. It's nothing more than a journey. You can succeed. All that's given to anyone is given to you. Now listen carefully. Success has never been final, but failure's never been fatal. And investment in knowledge will pay you the best return on your investment. You're already full of the power of success. Why do I say this? Well, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. I'm Dr. G.
It's been said, the best way to predict your future is to create it. No matter your circumstances, there is a solution to your situation. Dr. G and Kevin invite you to explore the possibilities of creating a new financial platform that you control and no longer allow yourself to be controlled by the circumstances of your life. Visit them at wealthempowers.com. That's WEALTHEMPOWERS.com. Come and meet Dr. G and Kevin at the Investor Business Forum. Oh, one last thought. Isn't it time for you to stop making a living and start making a life? Call Dr. G and Kevin at 602-730-5645. That's 602-730-5645.